Well, actually, for the Water Dogs on this 3-game win streak, one thing that's been really consistent is their face-off with Alex Stathakis. He's not only outperformed his opponents, he's been 70% or more in 2 of those 3 games, all starting back in Denver against Baptiste. He won 10 straight face-offs in that game. Some of these face-offs going north of 45 seconds, so they're going to be long, drawn-out face-offs, but the clinching first seed all starts with Stathakis. Charlotte. This is Izzy. Izzy, this is Charlotte. I think you guys are pretty familiar by now.
Nice to meet you.
Lovely, let's get that going. Listen, this is the first time on this stage, though, that you guys are going to be facing off. How special is this moment?
History's being made. I mean, this is so exciting. We can't wait to kick off the season.
And Izzy, there's so many young girls in the crowd. If you are one of them, what can they expect today?
A lot of fun, a lot of aggressiveness. I know we've all been really excited to play professional lacrosse, and I hope they just enjoy as much as possible.
Charlotte, it's Boston-New York rivalry. What can the fans expect from this moment?
A historic rivalry. We're just honored to be a part of it. It's 2 sports communities that love everything about the teams that play for them, so we're honored to represent those 2 cities.
Big part of why these 2 teams are very different on paper is that 3-point shooting. Manhattan is a team that doesn't really shoot too many 3-pointers per game, just 13, making 3 per game, but Fairfield is getting nationally recognized. They shoot 31.5 3-pointers per game, making them 3rd in the nation, just behind UConn and Gonzaga. They make 12.6 3-pointers per game, making them number 1 in the nation. And a former guard herself, head coach Carly Thibault-Dudonis, really emphasizes 3-point shooting abilities in guard play, especially when recruiting them. But on the other side, Manhattan's head coach Heather Boulin is staying vigilant on defense, making sure that her players are hedging off ball screens and definitely getting back on transition, because those Stags are a threat, especially on the 3-point line transition. And you on the crease, your style, you're very motion-oriented. How did that identity come about, especially being a key piece here in the 1-2 punch with you and Kurse?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Sheridan and Coach Cottle and the coaching staff do a great job kind of organizing us and preaching, sharing the ball, and we did that today.
And what type of momentum do you guys have now going into the postseason? Hit the Harvard team under 30% from the field. How important is it to play this type of defense, especially with postseason looming in the distance?
Yeah, it's important. And, these back-to-back weekends are hard.
And I mentioned you're an assistant coach. Has that helped you with the off-ball movement? I see that your foot movement is very backside-oriented. And this road trip has been nothing short of entertaining, right? Last game you had a game winner, now you got an overtime win. What's that say about the composure that your team has? And with the legacy you built, you told me years ago you used to pay to be a professional. Now you're watching these women get paid. How does that feel, and especially in this light?
Watching them achieve the dream is a dream for me. You know, it's what I fought for, and they're going to continue to fight for it to get even better from here.
You guys are on a 3-game win streak right now. How do you keep it rolling?
Positivity.
Thank you, Brandon. I know you love celebrating your teammates, but celebrating you for a second in yet another history book. How special is this moment?
It feels pretty cool. I mean, to be able to get it done in front of the home crowd and then to have my teammates run over, pretty special moment.
You grew up one of 5 boys, growing up playing with them. What can you say to that little guy in the backyard?
I mean, being able to just play on this stage every weekend is a dream come true. And to have my family and friends in the crowd today, pretty cool moment.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One of the coolest storylines of the tournament is how the number 19 is significant for both sidelines out here today. For Boston College, a former men's lacrosse player, Wells Crowther, wore that number 19. He's also known as the man in the red bandana. He was a volunteer fireman that saved so many lives during the tragic events of 9/11 before sacrificing his own. His legacy has continued to be honored throughout the entire BC athletic community. But for the Boston College women's lacrosse team, they have an annual red bandana game, and they give out that number 19 to someone that exhibits that same spirit and selflessness. This year's recipient was goalkeeper Shea Dolce. But someone who wears the number 19 on the other end for the Yale Bulldogs is Kate Gould, the Ivy League Rookie of the Year. She also dedicates that 19 to Crowther. She grew up in Nyack, New York, living right next door to Crowther's mother, Allison. The two grew extremely close over time. So Gould decided that when she put a Bulldogs uniform on for the first time, she was going to wear the number 19 and honor Wells. But the game of lacrosse is so much bigger today. Both these programs playing for Wells. How awesome is that, guys? When being the last games of the day, there is a ton of anticipation. I spoke with both coaches. Penn's coach, Karen Brower, she told me that her team is prepared for this, especially against Princeton. They purposely scheduled that regular season game at 7 o'clock because it is a marquee matchup. I also spoke with head coach Jen Cook of Princeton. She told me that it's fun for the players. They love playing under the lights, but as a head coach, it can be daunting. I wake up early before the players. I prep before the players, and I watch a potential opponent that I don't even know I'm facing on Sunday before our game. And if you move with me with the camera, elements face this game as well. A lot of sun might be coming in and out with the goalies, especially on this side of the field, and it is cold. The parkas are out. Just something to look for.
The Buckeyes have a heavy task ahead of them. UNC with the home opener, and they got the longest winning streak in the entire nation, 24 wins straight. So the Buckeyes, they're looking for that statement win coming into this one.
They have to deal with the best offensive player in the country, reigning Tawaratana winner, Chloe Humphrey.
And listen, the highlights speak for itself. Any defender is going to have their hands full with this one. Off ball, she is so quick. She floats up and down the field, but how about when she's got the ball in her stick, the way that her feet move so quickly off that first step. I mean, it's going to be such a talent to watch out here.
Thursday, down to Towson.
Red hot Hofstra, right, like you said. And I think both teams are playing their best basketball coming into this game. Against Towson, Hofstra had 7 lead changes in that first half, and Cruz with 21 of his 32 points in that first. They're finding a three-point ball really well, and when you have the rookie Ed Mead playing the way he is, it's able to spread the floor out for Cruz to dish it out, create opportunities for his players. All-around effort from this team.
And JJ, when's the last time we heard underdog and Fairfield in the same sentence? That's where we're at right now. That's why they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. And Marist, like you said, playing some of their best basketball. Season high 19 assists in that last game. Going to be a competitive night.
Yeah, and Charleston Southern is playing a UNC team, came into this season with a lot of question marks, which will come when you're losing 70% of your scoring. But this Tar Heel team is surrounded by a lot of underclassmen filling big shoes. And it all started with the offensive setup. The Hoyas opted to go with a little bit of a 1-3-1 on the perimeter. So you're making the Friars have to choose, and that's why that crease is open. Those late slides are leaving Liam Connor. Now, Liam Connor, he was our player to watch.
That's the bread and butter for her, right? Able to just move. I said it earlier, she floats when she doesn't have the ball. But right away, you see her working off the crease, a little bit of crease sneak. And it is so tough when you're a crease player to shoot with little to no angle. Chloe Humphrey makes it as if she's seeing the entire cage.
A block party, it's a Blanca party, and she is all over the floor. And look at how easy it is for her offensively and defensively. She's making things happen from blocks, from going into the lane. The spatial awareness from her has improved significantly. And again, she's just a sophomore. But last game, earned her minutes, tied her career best with 8 points, added 5 rebounds and 2 blocks. Is already tied with the blocks from last game. So happy to see her in early and excited to see more action from her.
Talk about special to watch on the court, but here's a story for you. How about off the court before Monmouth? If you go to his Instagram, it says D1 Hooper and D1 Actor. Well, the A1 Actor, excuse me. The A1 Actor is in reference to his role as Nick Mendez in the show Swagger on Apple TV, which was executive produced by Kevin Durant in 2021. There were 2 seasons of the show, and Rivera Torres played a role that features a young basketball player moving from Puerto Rico to the U.S. to chase an NBA dream. But how about that? A real-life Troy Bolton right there, balancing theater arts
Did you say Troy Bolton?
and basketball. It's a beautiful story.
You just made a High School Musical reference?
Yep, I did.
And you can see how far extended this 2-3 zone is. They're really challenging the Stags as they pass the perimeter, so that's why the baseline has to be exploited. Sacred Heart did do that against St. Peter's last game, so the Stags just have to find that rhythm over there.